So if you consume gun content, and clearly you do because you're watching this video, you've watched the drama unfold about vertical forward grips. There's a whole bunch going on right now, and some heavy hitters of channels weighing in on this question.
Caused way more drama than it really should, I think, personally, and that is the topic of foregrips.
However, and I don't mean to start any drama here or call these people out per se.
Come out and said this, even though I've been saying this now for like a year on posts and like answering people's questions about this. But for some reason right now, the time is right to debate this. And I think that's great.
So popular within the tactical shooting community.
Now, before we get into that video, don't forget to shop at only tactical fans at Shopify.com. This channel permanently demonetized because of that hit piece letter they put out about me. That's how I support everything. I appreciate everyone that shops there. I have plenty of medical gear, survival gear, all that good stuff you'd want if you're consuming this type of content. So let's get into it. To the Jumbotron of knowledge. Today what we're going to be talking about is the practicality, the legal breakdown for the average gun owner. Should you get a vertical foregrip or not? Now you may be asking that yourself right now. Why listen to me? What are my qualifications? I mean, we got Tier 1 operators weighing in on this, world-class 3-gun shooters. Why me? What do I have to say on this particular topic? And my qualifications is I don't have any. So what does that mean for you? Who are you better related for? A gun enthusiast that shoots at his own range and likes blowing shit up, or a Tier 1 operator, or a world-class 3-gun shooter? Who's more relatable to you? Whose real-world experiences would most be relevant to you? Now, these guys, yeah, without a doubt, we want to hear what they have to say because maybe they can show us something that we don't know about, maybe give us some sort of advice to make us a better shooter. But when it comes to relatability and usability, this is the most relatable guide to you. This is where you're going to get information that's just going to actually be practical for you. Now, don't get me wrong, there probably are a couple of Special Forces operators in my comment section, maybe some world-class 3-gun shooters, but I suspect the majority of you are gun enthusiasts, just like me. That's what makes my information relevant. Funny side note, so I went in, because right now the two main debates, and we're going to get about that a little bit more, is the 3-gun shooters, the competition shooters, versus Special Forces shooters. The Special Forces shooters are saying, you need a vertical foregrip. 3-gun shooters are like, no, that's stupid. So I went and pulled Special Forces photos, hoping to find them with vertical foregrips. Apparently, now I can't verify that any of these photos are real. I just can't. But I took them from what I thought was reputable sources like Military Times, stuff like that. As you notice, none of these Special Forces guys have vertical foregrips. So I think the whole Special Forces people run vertical foregrips is also obsolete. It's just these Tier 1 operators have been out of the job for so long that they're stuck into what the times were when they were in. I don't think vertical foregrips are really a thing anymore, not even in the Special Forces community. All right, so the current debate, we got Lucas. You recognize him from T-Rex Arms. Doesn't even matter. We call him Lucas now. Lethal Corp, Nova Group, and others, they're going against each other, like battling out like, hey, competition versus tactical, real world use, who's right? And they're saying that, all right, so one group's like, yes, vertical foregrips are absolutely a must. The other group is saying, no, that's stupid. Why would you want to do that? These are your general foregrips that you're going to see. You got your angled foregrips, bam, bam. This one's designed for the plastic handguards if you want to put one on there. Then you got tilting foregrips that go in different angles. Ones that'll extrude a bipod. Short foregrips, the old school broom handle that we all know and love. So the argument for foregrips are better leverage and rearward pressure. They're saying with your foregrip, you can drive it in your shoulder a little bit better and handle that full auto recoil. More wrist positions. Apparently that gives you strength somehow. Helps in cold, wet, gloved conditions, or if your rifle gets really hot, which makes sense. If your rifle's getting really hot, instead of like putting your hand right around the barrel, you move it down a little bit so your hand's not getting hot. If your gloves are cold and wet, apparently that's better with the foregrip somehow. Easier light mount and laser and battery carrying. As you notice, like there's a common theme here, weight doesn't matter. They don't really care about how heavy their rifle is. And yes, I could see where, you know, having a little toggle switch on that thing would make, not a toggle switch, but a pressure switch for your light or something like that. Okay, that could make sense. Now, against, creates, so when they're in their compromised shooting positions, like barricades and stuff like that, they're saying that the forward grip kind of gets in the way. So if they're like driving around a barricade, which makes sense, like, all right, now your forward grip's in the way. Acts as a crutch, helps develop bad habits. You know, I mean, I could see that. Like, top 3 gun competitors like to stick to a slick handguard. This way they can maneuver in and out of barricades, and then they can do their C-clamp or whatever kind of position they're holding it on. All right, so pro forward grips as a civilian, as someone like you. Why would you want to run one? It looks cool, especially on retro builds. They look pretty freaking awesome. They look all tier 1 operator. So silencers keeps your heat away from the barrels, especially if you're running an FRT. Now that these are becoming super popular, man, if you're throwing some rounds down there, you're going to get some barrel heat. If you're building a rifle specifically for an FRT, and you know you're going to run it like it's for an FRT, you're probably going to want a grip on there to just keep your hand away from all that heat. It's a crutch for inexperienced shooters or people that don't shoot a lot. Remember, 20% of the shooters do 80% of the shooting. So that means 80% of the people out here don't shoot very often. Do they have time to practice recoil mitigation and stuff like that? No, not really. And having a grip on there that can act as a crutch to help them control recoil if they're an inexperienced shooter, which may not be a bad thing. A better angle if you got like arthritis or something like that. So instead of having your hand in this position, which could be sore on your wrist, you move it in this position a little bit more, just better for the joints, doesn't hurt quite as much, especially when the rifle's recoiling. So as you notice, I did have 2 forward grips. This is a retro build. This gun was also going to be full auto, so I wanted something on there to keep my hand away from all that heat. And again, I wanted it to look like the M4s that they used back then, because remember, these are, like, this whole setup is completely obsolete. They don't run quad wells anymore. They don't run forward grips. But I was trying to build a retro build there. The other one is on this AK. That's because it's a Romy G, and that particular one came with a forward grip. If I read this today, the first thing that would come off is that grip, because look at the distance between the mag and that grip. It makes the Rock and Lock mag an absolute pain in the ass to install. And somebody's like, hey, you should put a forward grip on an AK, you should just be like, wham, and throat chop them, because that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen on, like, an AK is pretty dumb, but putting a forward grip on an AK brings the whole, like, you're at another level of retardedness, because it totally messes with loading the rifle. Why would I want to inhibit loading my rifle? I want to keep that smooth. I want to be able to come right in there with the magazine, over-exaggerate the Rock and Lock so I know I don't miss. Never, ever, ever would I put a forward grip on an AK-47. And if I have to do this all over again, win my appeal and I get back into it, first things first is I'm getting an AK because you need something to represent the stupid, and it's not going to have a grip on it. All right, so against forward grips for your average shooter. Most ranges, they limit your position you can shoot in because they don't want you to mortar around into the next town. They'll like have it set up so you can't stand, you have to be at a bench, and probably at a rest if you want to shoot at range. They'll usually have like a smaller range, like a 25 yard or something like that, with this really high berm that they allow you to stand on. But generally speaking, at a range, you're not going to be able to shoot in any of the dynamic positions. You're not going to be able to really go from your elbows. It's going to be on a rest, and the forward grip is going to do nothing but get in the way. You're going to be at that range, and that forward grip is going to be coming off. Shooting from a rest, from an elbow, with a forward grip is just kind of this weird position, and your gun's not very stable, and it's really rocking around, and you're not getting a whole lot of accuracy out of it. Coming up like this, choking up close, especially like on the mag well, way better position, feels much better off of a rest. Deer hunting, I walk with a single point grip, or single point sling. I have it like this, the sling's across me. I don't understand why people complain that it bangs on them. I've never had that issue, and I walk literally all day. What I do is I extend this hand all the way out, I lock it into position, and I come up with just a little bit on the rifle to take a little bit of weight off the sling, and then I keep this hand on the pistol grip where I need it, so if I see something, this hand comes sliding back to the mag well, exhale, bam! And shoot that one shot. I'm not looking to make multiple shots when I'm deer hunting, and because I walk, I usually see stuff on the run, so I gotta slow down, take it in, boom, and take that one shot. So for me, the foregrip don't work because if I was holding it, my hand, now instead of being fully extended out, it would be up just a little bit. So now I'm using muscles to hold up the rifle, and those muscles will eventually fatigue instead of just locking my joints into position and holding the rifle like this. Can't probably really see it. So this is how I hold it. I got this hand rested right here, and I do all my walking like that. If I had a forward grip, my hand would have to come back, and now I'm using muscle tension, and that hand would eventually get tired, and then I'd be putting more weight on the sling. I don't want to do that. Like, I use the sling to take weight off my arms, but I'm not just strictly resting it on the sling, if that makes any sense. Another downside is, with A2 sights, if you got that foregrip on there, your front end is huge. Like, here's your grip length right here. Now you got an A2 sight on there, you're looking at like, what, like 8 inches? Yeah, like 8 to 9 inches the front of your rifle needs to go into something. So it's going to make it so it doesn't work in most gun cases. You're going to have to get a specialty gun case, which, you know what, that's not that big of a deal, but it still sucks. Especially if you have multiple firearms and you're trying to reuse the same case for multiple firearms. Then going inside the gun safe, it's going to stick out. So unless you have it all the way in the back, you're going to hit other guns on there trying to get it in there depending on your gun safe design, which you could get gun safes that are designed for it, but generally speaking, we're looking for general purpose stuff. You're not going to have some specialty gun safe. So now that rifle can only go all the way in the back, which means when you go shoot, you're going to be looking at all the guns and all of them you have to take out to get to that rifle. Do I really want to do that? No, I don't. So then that rifle doesn't come out of the gun safe as much. It's just a pain in the ass when it comes to storage, coming in out of your vehicle, the foregrip's getting hooked on stuff, maybe it's your spare tire, the lid of the trunk. No matter what, it's going to be annoying. Is that annoying enough to make you not want to run it? Yeah, it is. Or it was for me anyways. Here's a picture. This is me hunting. Like I said, I keep my arm fully extended down, and I just use my joints to lock it in. As you know, the sling has a little bit of slack on there because I don't let it just rest on the sling. And I'm taking a selfie so you can't see it, but normally my hand will be rested on the pistol grip, so if I see a deer, I can just snap up, take it off safety, exhale as this hand's coming back on the mag well, and snap that one shot. But again, this is civilian use. I'm not out there trying to get split times between targets. I'm not out there trying to kill Taliban. This is what you're probably going to be into. So myself, I don't run the foregrip. And you can see this video is 12 years old. Even 12 years ago, I didn't run a foregrip. They just never worked out because of the issues. This even has a special case that could possibly take a foregrip, and I still chose not to run one. As you can see, Miss CRS's firearm, no foregrip. She doesn't run one either, and I had her try one. She just don't like the way it feels. Now, muscle memory, that is the key for consistency. Muscle memory, consistency, accuracy, they all kind of come together. So ask yourself, does your .22 have a forward grip? Your .22 blinker, does that have a forward grip? Does your bolt-action rifle have a forward grip? Does your shotgun have a forward grip? If every single one of your rifles, your hand position is this, why would you want to change it for an AR to this? You're just screwing up your muscle memory, you're going to screw up consistency, you're going to learn and you're going to get good across platforms, and you want to be able to move in between your firearms because you're not in the military. You're not just stuck with the firearm they issued. You can shoot whatever you want. It could be a Ruger 10-22, it could be a 12-gauge pump-action shotgun, it could be a break-action shotgun. You're building muscle memory so your arms already know what to do. Why change it up? Why do something different? Why bring it here? And again, like resting, it's just, I don't like it. Muscle memory. That's how you get good. That's how you get consistency. And once you get consistency, then you're going to get accuracy. What do the rest of your firearms look like? Do you want a firearm that's exponentially different when it comes to muscle memory than the rest of them? No, you don't. Because you know what? That's going to be hurting you. Because now you're learning a new muscle memory. Not ideal. At the end of the day, it all comes down to keep it simple, stupid. Do I want to put something on there that's dead weight? Do I want to put something on there that's going to be annoying and get in the way of everything? Do I want to put something on there that I'm going to have to take off at most of the ranges I go to be able to shoot it in those particular positions? No. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep things repeatable. Keep things consistent. Get that muscle memory down. Now you have the legal side of things. Because forward grips, they can turn a pistol into a short barrel rifle, you need to be aware of that. Now there was a letter in 2006 saying that, hey, as long as it's not a vertical grip, you're okay. Do I care? Absolutely not. Do I want to become the test subject as the ATF tries to expand their power on the next administration and be the guy they put in front of a judge to be like, well, it's not vertical forward grip, but it's still, it still goes straight up and down even though it's at an angle. It's still vertically in line, so that's why he was violating the NFA. Do I want to be that guy? No, because I've already been through that song and dance. What's going to happen is all these opinion letters and that, the judge is going to allow the prosecution to remove them from the jury seeing them, so it's just going to be your lawyer arguing, well, yes, in fact, it does go up and down in a linear line, but no, it's at an angle. And what's going to happen is there's a, 97% chance that once the grand jury stamps the indictment, you're going to be convicted. Even if you go to trial, there's still a 60% chance that they're going to convict you. I don't want to be the test case on that. So because pistol-braced firearms are becoming so popular, I recommend just staying away from the grips altogether. Yes, if you throw a short barrel rifle tax stamp on it, okay, do what you want. You throw an AOW tax stamp on there, do what you want. But if it's shorter than 16 inches, I don't even know if I'd go as far as a pinned and walled 14.5. If I'm under 16 inches, no. I'm definitely not putting a grip on there because I could wind up being the test case for the new ATS power expansion. Don't want that at all. Let's face it. This stuff kind of makes sense when you know what you're talking about, but to a jury member who knows nothing about firearms, these are the same. This is the same. This is the same. This is the same. They see the same firearm here. So, if your pistol brace has an angled grip on there and the ATF's like, no, the law says a vertical grip, meaning a straight horizontal line, the jury's going to find you guilty. I don't want to be the test case. So, anything under 16 inches, I definitely would not run any sort of grip. So, bottom takeaway is, you need to go test that stuff out yourself and find out if this is dead weight and just a strictly an annoyance that gets in your way, or do you actually benefit from it? Now, if you don't shoot a lot and you need that extra caution help with the recoil, you know what? Nobody's telling you not to run the grip. Run the grip then. I'm just saying that I like the slick slides. That's my opinion on it. I don't see the advantages worth the disadvantages of running a grip because there's always a trade-off. There's no such thing as just getting advantages. You got to give something to get something. What am I giving up and for the slick slide to run the grip, and what am I gaining from the grip? I don't see the advantages there. But that's something you have to test yourself. Go to the range and run it. See if it feels normal. See if it feels great. If it does, you know what? Run it. Anyways, appreciate you guys watching my videos. If you like to help support the channel, again, only tech fans at Shopify.com. Otherwise, click on that Amazon affiliate link. And if you don't buy what that link is for, just clicking on it and doing the Amazon shopping you were already going to do anyway, I'll kick back for it because you came there off my channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.